should decrease down the group. Two explanations. One, the atomic radius increases. Atomic radius increases. So what? Attractive forces towards the outermost electron decreases. As the distance increases, attractive force decreases in spite of the fact nuclear charge increases. It had only 3 protons, but it has 55 protons. But you say, though 55 protons holding attraction towards 55 electron and 3 protons having attraction towards 3 electron, this attraction is greater than this attraction. And it is because of one more explanation, due to the increase in the inner electrons. Due to the increase in the inner electrons. Due to the increase in the number of inner electrons. Due to the increase in the number of inner electrons. You have to understand two things here. What are inner electrons? How many of them are inner electrons? Why? Because of the increase in the inner electron, the decrease towards outermost electron decreases. Attraction towards outermost electron decreases. Now, inner electrons, when the last electron is removed, excepting the electrons present in the last shell, the electrons present in all the other shells are called inner electrons. The electrons present in the last, excepting this, electron present in the last shell, not the orbital, last main energy level, and electrons present in all the other shells other than the last shell. The electrons present in all the shells other than the last shell are identified as inner electrons. Now, let me take sodium is going to be this, magnesium 12, aluminum 13, 281, 282, 283. Then total number of I'll ask you, the total number of inner electrons in sodium, magnesium, aluminum are the same. Do you agree with me? Yes, it's the same. Because inner electrons are the electrons present in the other than the last shell. Other than the last shell, 8, 10, other than the last shell, it is going to be the same. Inner electrons. And so what? Okay. And electron repulsion is there. Always an electron can be attracted by the nucleus and vice versa, and there could be repulsion between the two protons. We don't consider that nucleus at all, because nucleus, for chemists, nucleus is unimportant. We take care of the electrons only, and based on the electrons only we are able to decide the valency of an element. Based on the valency of element we decide the formula. So, the electronic configuration is more important for us than the nuclear charge, nucleus. Therefore, let us not consider the nuclear repulsion. Now, you have got the electron repulsion. As this number of electron, there are 10 electron, there are going to be 19. So, 19 minus 1, 18. There is going to be 55 atomic number. The total number of inner electrons is equal to 55 minus 1, 54 inner electrons. So, these 54 electrons repel among themselves. So, as such, atom tries to bulge out. When the atom tries to bulge out, the volume increases. The distance between the nucleus and the outermost electron, the distance further increases. That is the actual distance when compared to theoretical distance here. Now, because of the repulsion, the outermost electron is also repelled by this. So, it is waiting for an opportunity to go out. So, amount of energy required to remove that particular electron obviously becomes less. And already one reason is the distance between the nucleus and the outermost electron, atomic radius increases. As the atomic radius increases, attraction towards the electron also decreases. When that attraction decreases, ionization enthalpy should decrease. Sodium 11, 12, magnesium. How did you know 13 is aluminum? Very good, excellent. 14 silicon, 15 phosphorus, fluorine, Oxygen, sulfur is 16, 17 is chlorine, and 18 is going to be argon. We have elements, right? We have written the element present in the third period. Now, the distance, this is going to be sodium, and this is going to be chlorine. There is a decrease in this atom from sodium to group 17, and there is a slight increase in the group 18. Normally, when we try to compare, we don't include the group 18 also. Up to group 17, it decreases. Effective nuclear charge increases. And from that point, there is going to be a slight increase because repulsive forces of electron. Because all the shells have got the maximum quota. All the shells have got the maximum quota. And 8 electrons. The last shell should accommodate only 8 electrons as per the rule. So that is going to be slight repulsive forces between the electrons. Why should the elements, this atomic size of the elements in group 18 are found to be slightly greater than that of those of group 17? It is because of electron-electron repulsion. What should you write? Prior to that? The size of the group 18 elements. The size of the group 18 elements is slightly bigger or greater than the group 17 elements, the previous element, previous group 17. What is the second statement which accounts for this? Because of the increased electron-electron repulsion. Increased electron-electron repulsion. Drastically, if you look at the thing also, drastically there should increase. Aluminum, lithium, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, it's almost, there is a slight decrease only, almost flat only, then slowly it increases here, slowly. And obviously it is seen in the case of scandium. Scandium, we are going to see it. This is going to be much more glaring, 21, and zinc here, 30 here. These are the first transition along the period. What does it matter whether I am going to take the element P block element or the D block element? Right side of the periodic table are all P block element. Left side of the periodic table is the first two groups S block element. In between the S block element and P block element, we have got the D block element. Down there, the 6th period and 7th period in group 3. Group 3. What is the group in which lanthanides and actinides are present? Group 3, 6th period and the 7th period. Make a note of it. Lanthanide. 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 They are also known as the lanthanoid, N-O-I-D, lanthanoids. What are lanthanide? One more question for your board examination. The elements which follow lanthanum. The elements which follow lanthanum, that is the first element in the lanthanides. If you go and look at the structure, it will be very interesting. It has not got any F electrons. The first F electron goes to the next element only. This is going to be atomic number 57. You just go and see. Even to study the periodic table, okay, to explore, there are lots of questions that could come, that could be useful. Lanthanum. Actinoids, actinide or actinoids, they are also the elements which follow actinium. Those are the elements which follow actinium. Okay, and they are called actinoids and the lanthanoids. They all belong to F block elements. Which group of the periodic table? Third group only. In that, normally speaking, that is a flaw in the periodic table. Every group should have only one element. There are 14 elements compressed together because all of them have got similar properties. All of them are similar properties. 14 elements in the 6th period lanthanide, group 3, and 14 elements in group 3 and the 7th period, they are called actinoids. Most of them are, they are prepared synthetic, they are synthetic elements, and most of them are radioactive elements. Example, uranium. Uranium is radioactive. That is an example of actinoid element present in the group 17, period 7th period, group 7. In the case of actinoid, what is that I want to tell you? The first transition series, the actinium is here. So what happened from actinium, titanium, vanadium, the next one is, tell me, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper. It goes like this, and finally it becomes a flat when it becomes iron, cobalt, nickel, and then copper also. Copper also is going to be a slight on the same thing here, and zinc, you find the zinc here. There is a slight increase in the atomic size of the zinc, like your rare gases. All the electrons are full. What is going to be zinc here? 3d10. Sorry, scandium. Scandium. Yeah, please correct it. It's scandium. Scandium in 21. Scandium, it goes up to this. And there is a fast decrease in the atomic size. The fast decrease, because it has got, what is the electronic configuration of scandium here? I told you 3d1, 4s2. Up to 4s2, 20 plus 1 electron. So what is the d block element? D block element is the element which goes to the final electron enters into the d orbital as per the Aufbau principle. A p block element is an element where the last electron enters to the p orbital, or f orbital, f block element, and so on and so forth here. Now this is going to be, what is going to be the electron shell configuration? Shell configuration 2,8. Huh? Write it 1s2. I shall tell you how to write the shell configuration. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. I told you 4s2 is going to be 20, then 3d 1. It is going to be 3. First shell, how many electron? 2 electron. Second shell, 8 electron. The third shell, it should include this also. So 8 plus 2, 8 plus 1, 9. And what is going to be the last electron? 2892 is the electronic configuration, shell structure of scandium. So I have leaked out one question which I am going to ask you next class. The shell structure of scandium 2892. Okay, now there are going to be, how many protons are there in scandium? 21 protons. 21 protons. So 21. And this penultimate shell can accommodate how many maximum? 18. So there are lots of empty spaces over there. So the next electron can go there, next electron. Therefore, simultaneously, the nuclear charge increases. Because the nuclear charge increases here along the side, it decreases. The effective nuclear charge increases. Because you are not adding to the last shell. One more electron, titanium. You are adding an electron to the penultimate shell. What should be the electronic configuration of titanium? 28, 10, 2. The next one is going to be 28, 11, 2. Only when electrons are going to be added to the last shell, there could be an increase. And strictly speaking, it should be the same as I told you. But at the same, simultaneously, are you not increasing a nuclear charge from 21 to 22? And because of the increase in the nuclear charge, the size of the titanium is going to be less than that of the scandium. The next element, 23, titer of the vanadium is going to be less. Because strictly speaking, it is going to be the same. You are adding one more electron. But the nuclear charge increases. Nuclear charge increases, effective. Now afterwards, what happened? There is going to be, when it is going to be completely filled, when this becomes crowded and crowding, there is a crowding there in the third shell here. There begins the electron-electron repulsion. So there is going to be simultaneous attraction and simultaneous repulsion here. Both cancel out here. More or less, it's going to be flat. From iron, cobalt, nickel, and up to copper also. From copper to zinc here, there's the electron-electron repulsion is greater than the repulsive forces are greater than the attractive forces. Repulsive forces are greater than the attractive forces. What is the repulsive forces? Repulsive forces between the electron by the nucleus. And attractive force. Attractive forces, the electrons attracted by the nucleus. That is attractive. What is the repulsive forces? Electron-electron repulsion. And because of the crowding, how many d electrons here? d10 is almost complete. That is what the maximum number that any d orbital can accommodate. So when an orbital has got the maximum number, what happens? There is going to be crowding. And this is more repulsive forces are more than the attractive forces, so it bulges out. Similar to what we told in the case of helium, neon, argon, krypton, etc. Any period, there is a slight increase in atomic size. Therefore, what should happen, because the size decreases, ionization enthalpy should increase. Ionization enthalpy along the period, ionization enthalpy along a period should increase.